Do I roll it, close it, or hold it? Here's how I'm managing some deep in the money covered call positions. Yo, what is going on, Premium Chasers? I hope you are having a God blessed day. Today, every single person is going to get a very special ebook accompanying today's video talking about how to roll specifically covered call positions. So if you want that full ebook guide, just drop a comment down below on today's video. I'll send it over to you. But today, guys, we are talking about a position that I'm in right now where the covered call is in the money. That means it is soaring high and I'm on the hook to sell my shares at a price lower than the current market value. So let's go over the shoulder and talk about it. So that position is my Snapchat covered call, right? You could see that I have this Snapchat covered call that I ended up collecting around $70 of premium for. I was assigned those Snapchat shares at $7.50 and I set a covered call saying I'm willing to sell my 100 shares of Snapchat on October 3rd for $8. Now, a covered call, if you don't know what it is, it's basically, renting out your shares. That's why I kind of like to look at it, but you always run the risk of having to sell them, right? So, with this position, there's a few things that can happen, right? On October 3rd at close, if Snapchat is trading at $8 or above, I am selling my shares on $8. If it's trading at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, infinity, I lose out on all of those gains. I've capped my upside on my 100 shares of Snapchat at $8. Now, on the 3rd, if Snapchat is trading below $8, it's trading at $7.50, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? I am not selling my 100 shares. That means my 100 shares will be returned back to me. And then I can run a covered call position again and collect some more premium. You could see this positioned here in our trade log, right? You could see we have this covered call position here, right, with the potential of selling. And this would be a 9% ROI on this trade for us. If we sell it without selling it, we make a 2.31% ROI on collateral. If we don't end up selling our shares, but I always like to put in what my appreciation profit is going to be. And if you want this full trade log, first link in the description of today's video, and you'll learn more about our mastermind and mentorship program here. So with that said, how do we manage this, right? Look at this. Oh my gosh. So even just before, man, what is happening? So it's okay. Before I even flipped open this camera, it was trading at like 880-ish. Okay. And I did not expect it to be already over $9. Let's go. Okay. So look at this, guys. I am on the hook. I am missing out on a decent amount of gains, I would say, over $100 in gains, which, factored into our ROI calculator, that's double my appreciation profit almost at this point, right? So with that said, how do we manage this? What's the situation? Well, number one, you do nothing, right? And I know that's like the lazy way to do it, but at the end of the day, I said I'm going to sell them at 8. Why do I not want to sell them at 8? Well, why would I not? Maybe, well, number one, let me show you guys real quick something, right? So if I try to roll this position, so if you don't know what rolling is, all it is me saying I'm willing to close my position, my current position right here, and then open another position. Okay, that's all rolling is, guys. Okay, so you can see I'm buying to close my Snapchat October 3rd call. Right, I have to pay a lot of money for that, around $120. I will have to pay to buy to close that position. Right, that's giving back a lot of cash. Right, but then I'm selling to open another position, meaning I'm selling to open another covered call. Right, so let's say we go out. I don't know. Let's go to let's actually go to October 31st. Who knows? Maybe that'll, we'll see. That's obviously over 30 days away. And then let's just say 9, right? We could say the 9 here. So even this, look at this. I would still be at a net debit, meaning I would still not even be positive here on my credit. If we do 850s, now we're getting a credit. Okay. Now we're able to even get a credit. What would our credit be? $6. This is the position that we often can get as option sellers, right? Where we try to roll our position out to a higher strike price or a further expiration date. And we have to ask ourselves the questions, is it worth it? Is it worth capturing some extra appreciation on the potential sale? Is it worth me moving up that strike price, right? And locking in essentially if I believe that Snapchat will be at 850, so I can sell it at 850 instead of 8. Now, these are the questions that you need to ask yourself, because as an option seller, right, this strategy is simple, right? We understand it, but these management positions, this is where you only with experience will you start to understand this kind of stuff for yourself. So what am I thinking here? Well, for me, when I think about Snapchat and the way I've been trading it and wheeling it kind of live here on the channel, I've seen Snapchat move so much in either direction. Like it's insane. It's been a lot of fun for wheeling it because there's a lot of volatility with it, right? So with that volatility, obviously the premiums have been kind of a lot more risky, right? And we know that going into it, right? When we're hitting these 2.5%, 3.5% ROI on our collaterals. Now, for me, when I look at this position, I personally would not take this trade. Maybe you would, fantastic, but I'm going to tell you why I personally would not take this trade. Number one, I don't know what Snapchat's going to be at October 31st. Look what this past week has brought. I mean, we went from like, I thought I was getting assigned the cash secured put that I had here on Snapchat. I was bracing for me to actually get assigned Snapchat on 10/10, right? But we closed out. That was a $7 cash secured put. So I was basically saying, hey, I'm willing to buy 100 shares of Snapchat if it's trading at $7 on October 10th at close. And it just shot up. Like I literally was able to close this thing out like so quick, which is really, really nice. I freed up my collateral here quickly, but I was fearing assignment there, guys. I thought I was actually going to end up getting assigned on that. And this is in the span of a week. We went from like 7 to what are we at now? Over $9 on Snapchat, which is kind of crazy being up 10%. Now, with that said, I do believe that Snapchat, like for me, I think it's going to come back down. Me personally, I think it's going to come back down where I can then jump back into, some more cash secured puts and running covered calls. But if you guys know anything about me, or even if you've followed this channel at all, you guys know I have no problem stepping away from a company for a while. Like for example, SoFi. I love selling options on SoFi. It's one of my favorite stocks, but I haven't been doing it recently because it's just a little out of hand. Same with Snapchat, right? It's been a really fun ride since the beginning of August, selling options since the big drop off here. But now that we're kind of huge lift, right? I'm fine getting out and then going into another opportunity, right? Because in my mind, I am like, there's always opportunity out there as an option seller to get into something else, right? And a $6 credit for really just the chance of selling it at $8.50, which I honestly don't even believe. I don't even know if Snapchat will be at $8.50 in a month from now. I rolled out, like for example, just to show you guys this, right? When I did this on SoFi, right? Remember when I'm not going to assume you remember, but I kept rolling my SoFi out. I had a 16.50 covered call. Then I did my 17 covered call, right? Because I had such conviction that SoFi was going to be over 17. So I kept rolling it out because I knew my appreciation profit was going to be bigger. And eventually I rolled it out to 17.50 and ended up selling my 100 shares of SoFi and locked in $150 of appreciation profit, making up, right? Drastically making up for these little losses on the roll with a just about 24% trade right on that SoFi trade, right? Now I don't have that same conviction with Snapchat. I don't think I don't believe Snapchat's going to be like a mooning and it's like a SoFi. I have a lot of conviction in SoFi. I actually just put SoFi in my buy and hold portfolio where I'm buying a little bit every single Monday of SoFi, and I'm not even selling options on it because I'm very bullish on SoFi long term, and I still think we're very early days with what the potential is for SoFi. But not to divert this video. If I had the same conviction I had with SoFi or if you do with whatever stock you're rolling, if it's worth capturing that additional appreciation, don't just roll for the sake of rolling, because if you just roll for the sake of rolling, you might miss out on the actual gains and you end up losing money. The last thing we want to do is lose money in this position, especially if you roll it out and then you end up not being able to sell it. All you did was really lock in a loss, right? That's like quite literally all you did is you just ended up getting a loss because maybe the stock was just mooning for absolutely no reason. And now, in my opinion, that's kind of what Snapchat's doing, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is just a little absurd to be, Snapchat to be moving over 10% in one day and 10% in pre-market, and it's like 4% the day the close before. I don't know. To me, it's just too hot. So what am I doing? Me personally, for the most part, unless something crazy happens, I actually want to sell my shares and I'm gonna step back. You're probably gonna see if Snapchat continues to rise like this. I'm going to sell off my shares at 8. I'm going to lock in my appreciation profit here. And then I'm just going to jump into another opportunity out there because this is the stock market and there's always opportunities out there. Guys, if you want this full trade log plus learn about our mastermind and mentorship program so you don't have to do option selling alone, filled with people doing this with small accounts as well as large accounts, click the first link in the description of today's video. You're going to learn more about that. Remember, I sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.